It's funny how sometimes all you need to see is a company's name on a box, and it's enough to get you excited. In fact, it's sometimes enough to make you buy something on the spot with no research. Back in the PS1 days, I remember a lot of people would feel totally safe in just picking up anything with a Square logo on. Now, for me, a company who I've always rather liked is Taito. They made a lot of great games back in the day, so the sight of their name on a cart is a cause for a hopeful smile. Some of you might have heard of the following name, Sonic Blast Man. For those of you who used to go to the arcades as kids, you might remember this name. It was the name of a pretty sizable arcade cabinet, which came with boxing gloves and a punching pad. You'd play the game by trying to punch the pad as hard as you could when it told you to. I remember it started you with punching a thug in the face who was trying to assault a lady, and if you could get to the end you were trying to punch a meteorite away before it could strike the earth. I loved this game. I'd hunt high and low for it in arcades up and down the coast. Apparently in March 1995 Taito recalled Sonic Blast Man machines due to reports that some players had sustained injuries while playing the game. I kind of have to cry BS on this one. If you wore the gloves and you punched a well-padded sensor, then, you know, you should be safe. Yes, I have seen people injure themselves in connection with the Sonic Blast Man machine, but these were idiots who were either bare-handed punching it, had no real idea of how to punch, or worse, I've seen guys try to run and fly kick the pad. I saw one guy run, try and fly kick it, miss, basically land a very painful part of his body between his legs on the corner of an Operation Wolf machine. Yeah, apparently Taito had to pay a fine of $50,000 for failing to disclose injuries in relation to Sonic Blast Man. When I heard as a kid that there was going to be a SNES version of Sonic Blast Man, my mind just blew, it went nuts. I mean, how can they turn a game where you punch a sensor pad into a SNES game? It cost the earth if it came with boxing gloves and a usable sensor pad. And, you know, it'd be a PR nightmare. You know how when the Wii came out, there was all these like Wii remote related accidents in newspapers and TV, people throwing remotes through the screen, all this stuff. Can you imagine having a game with the punch sensors and a boxing glove? One kid goes to punch the pad, another kid walks in the way, he decks him and black eyes him. It would have been a PR nightmare. And I even thought that at the time, and I expected them to go down the old joystick waggling sports games sort of path. You know, your Daley Thompson, Decathlon, you know, you waggle it left and right, the guy runs, press a button, he jumps. I thought it'd be that. I thought you'd waggle it, a meter would build, and you'd press punch. Crack, hopefully you'd do it. But then you think about it, the arcade game was very short and was purely fun because of the novelty factor. There was only 5 levels, and if you brought 5 levels like that of banging joypad buttons or waggling sticks to fill a punch meter, you know, it's an awful idea for a £40 cartridge-based home console game. So the Super NES version, when it came out, actually turned out to be a walk-along beat-em-up. Sonic Blast Man's mission is still to save the Earth, but this time it's from all manner of street gangs, terrorists, aliens and robots. The fight starts on a construction site, but you're soon moving from place to place, and it's nicely varied for a game of this type. One down point is that the game is only a one-player game, much like the original Final Fight was on the SNES. There's only one character as well, which is Sonic Blast Man himself, and this feels a little limiting. As in all walk-along beat-em-ups, the game consists of defeating enemies on screen before continuing walking to the right to face more, until obviously you complete the stage. Sonic Blast Man can do all of the usual moves for a game of this type. You can punch, jump, grab a hold of enemies when he approaches them. Well, he's able to grab them from here, shake them, throw them, unleash a series of rapid punches. What he does depends on the direction you hold your joypad. An interesting thing to note is that the bonus levels are actually an adaptation of the arcade version of the game. It's a neat little touch. Obviously they've converted to play with your fingers instead of your fists, but they're not that bad. I'm glad they didn't use them as the basis for a whole game, but as the basis for a little bonus mission, yeah, it's a good idea. It, you know, it connects it back to its roots. To me, one of the best things about the game is its graphics are large sprites. They're big, colourful. They remind you of that sort of arcade Neo Geo game experience. The backgrounds are more or less what you'd expect to see in a background on a city neighbourhood, a factory, a sewer. They're functional, they're not thrilling. I'd argue though that as you get further through the game they do become more interesting, and they seem to have more little details hidden here and there. The music sounds like some kind of jazz elevator music fusion, but I kinda like it, it suits the game well. The sound effects are pretty decent and give it a good comic book feel. You'll also hear Blast Man say little sound bites like "Take that!" Overall, I think it works. I'd say this is one of the better walk-along beat-em-ups on the system. Sure, a two-player would be nice, and its absence along with a few other little things stop me from calling this game perfect, but for me it's an 8 out of 10. I think, thanks to its big sprites and simple fun gameplay, this game's aged a lot better than some of the stuff I've been playing. And when I had a go on it now, I enjoyed it as much as I did back then. Apparently the game came out in all regions, but I've never seen a PAL copy in the flesh in my life. Not now, not back when it released. My copy's a Japanese cartridge, which I've had since I was young. I'm not sure where I got it, because my memory's not that great for some things. I just remember being very excited to get it, and I've never let it go since. Looking around though, you'll probably grab a Japanese copy for £10 to £25. Depends how lucky you are. But every time I've seen an American copy it's been like ridiculous money, like £60 for a loose cartridge. And I've still not seen the PAL one. It's also interesting to note that there is a sequel, but I've not reviewed that. Although I have played a little bit of it on emulators and stuff. But as I play all of these games I review on real cartridges, I'm not likely to be touching that one anytime soon. Anyway, thank you very much for listening again. Hope you enjoyed my review. Bye!